Mo Shenzai, a spirit that is believed to inhabit forested area of Taiwan and Fujian, China. Mo Shenzai or Diva Boy, according to writing anthropology researchers, does not fall into category of ghosts or gods, but is considered to be spirit that haunts wilderness, mountains, and water areas. How does the name came about? It always appears as a little childlike figure during sighting. Mo Shenzai is a mischievous and a naughty spirit who loves to play pranks on hikers or travelers passing by the forested area. Most of the time, their target are the elderly or children. Their general description, like mentioned, childlike, small in stature, and they are also quick in their movement. Although not many, but there are some tales mentioning Mo Shenzai can also appear as a tall woman with a very fair complexion. Many spirits that we have heard of are scared of the sunlight, not Mo Shenzai. They can appear during broad daylight, however, their weakness is loud noises. In Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and Singapore, when people get lost in the forested area, the name Orang Bunyan would usually pops up. But in Fujian or Taiwan, Mo Shenzai will be the one to blame. And in order to search for these lost ones, search party would usually beat gongs and drums or lit up firecrackers to look for them under the advice of Shen, the mountain god, or Tu Di Gong, the earth god. When the victim was found, they seemed to be in shock, but would always mention they were fed with some delicious food, but in actual fact later, they would be found eating all sorts of bugs, soil, and worms. Mo Shenzai, like many other folktales, have their own various origins of the story, hence its actual origin is unknown. Some mention it is a ghost of a child who was lost in the jungle, and some mention it was a woman who fell into a valley and died. These are the stories related to Mo Shenzai. In 2008, an 83-year-old woman from Pingtung County went to Shiding Natural Park to pick mushrooms. She did not come home that day and was reported missing, only to be found 5 days later in Kenting National Park, 7 kilometers away from where she originally went. She mentioned there was a young lady telling her to eat different stuffs in the jungle to survive before she was found later. In 2011, an 84-year-old woman from Tainan City was trapped in a mountainous area for 2 days without food and water, but later walked out from that area alone, completely clean and unharmed. She said she was invited by this young boy into a village where people took her into their homes and took care of her. Authorities said there were no villages in that area where she got lost. For years, many stories of elderly enter the jungle and disappear only to be found few days later. Although most of them were unharmed, but they all have their fair share of Mo Shenzai.